In this video, we will talk about the top 5 accessories that you as a mobile filmmaker could or should have. Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Julian. I'm the creator of Smartphone Filmmaking Pro, and I'm super excited to have you all. In this video, like I said, we will talk about the top 5 smartphone filmmaking accessories that I'm recommending. We will start with the number 5, and that is the accessory that you, in my opinion, not necessarily have, and then we will slowly but surely walk our way down to the most important accessories that I would absolutely recommend that you should be getting. So definitely make sure to watch this video till the end. But now let's start with item number 5. And item number 5 is a tripod. The tripod that I'm using most of the time is the one from the company Sandmark. I also have made a full review about this tripod, so in case you would like to check it out, I will link it up there. But basically this is a small tiny tripod that is especially made for us smartphone filmmakers. It basically can do everything that you will ever need, and it just depends on what kind of videos that you are making if you really have to have a tripod in your toolkit. Generally speaking, having a tripod in your toolkit is definitely a thing that I would recommend, because in case you would like to film an interview or a time lapse or just a static shot in general, having a tripod is definitely a very nice touch. So the tripod from Sandmark is the one that I'm recommending, but of course there are also a million other options out there. So in case that's not the one that you would like to have, you can also go with any other one. But I will link it down there in case you're interested in that. And now let's go to item number 4. And item number 4 is an ND or a PL filter. And ND stands for neutral density and PL stands for polarizer. And there are also filters out there that are both in one, so that are ND and PL filters in one filter combined. And these are actually the ones that I'm using. They are also from Sandmark. Just so that you know, they are not sponsoring this video. They have absolutely nothing to do with this video. I just happen to like their product. What an ND filter does, it basically darkens your entire image. And what that lets you do in return is it lets you shoot with the correct shutter speed. And this in the end will make it possible for you to have the correct motion blur. Motion blur is the motion blur that you see when something is moving in your image. And when you are shooting on a bright sunny day outdoors, it is important that you have an ND filter, because otherwise your shutter speed will be way up. You will still get the correct exposure, but by the time things are moving in your shot, then you will have the wrong motion blur and it will just look a little off compared to professional shot videos. So in case you're shooting a lot outdoors, having an ND or a PL filter is definitely a very recommendable thing. Accessories number 3 are add-on lenses for your smartphone. And these days with our smartphones, most of them have 3 lenses, some of them even 4. And I think there are also some crazy ones that have even more than that. So most of the time, or with most phones these days, we already get a good variety of different shots with just our smartphone without any add-ons. But in case you want to get a little more, or you want to get some specific shots, for example, like anamorphic shots, you will need some add-on lenses. In the past, I've talked a lot about add-on lenses, and I like to use them for specific shots. I'm not always having them with me. You know, it just takes more effort to mount them correctly and then make sure that everything is working fine. So it definitely adds a little more time to your workflow. But for example, when you're shooting with an anamorphic lens, you get a true anamorphic image, and depending on the lens that you're using, you get a squeeze factor of 1.33 or even 1.5. Like I said, depending on the lens that you're using, and you can just get some really nice looking shots with that. And you know, when you're shooting with a normal camera, it's basically impossible to get proper anamorphic video. I mean, it's not impossible, it's just super expensive. So that you can do this with a smartphone for just like $100 is just really nice. And also there are of course many other lenses out there, not just anamorphic lenses. You could also get a macro lens, a wide angle lens, or an ultra wide angle lens, a telephoto lens, a fisheye lens. So basically there are no limits there, and if you use them correctly, or if you use them for some certain scenarios, then you will definitely get some nice looking shots with these add-on lenses. I will link a few of my favorite ones down there so that you can check it out for yourself. And before we come to the top 2 accessories that I'm recommending that basically every one of you should have, I would like to introduce you very quickly to smartphonefilmmakingpro.com. This is the ultimate online course about smartphone filmmaking with currently over 170 tutorials and over 18 hours of super high valuable content. We are very, very confident to say that this is the best online school for everyone that wants to learn how to film professional looking videos with a smartphone. In case you're interested, we do have a totally 100% free webinar for you guys where you can get sort of a free taste and where you can experience like how my teaching style is. So in case you're interested in that, it will be the first link below that like button. You can check it out, and inside of this webinar, I'll share the top 5 secrets that you need to know in order to create some awesome looking videos with your smartphone. But now let's come to accessory number 2 that I would recommend that every one of you should have, and that is a 3-axis gimbal. I've talked about 3-axis gimbal a lot on this channel. There are a million comparisons and you guys seem to love them. And to be honest, I love to use them myself. They just offer a ton of possibilities. Basically, they are just smoothing out your imperfections when you're walking, and you can just get some very nice and very smooth looking shots, very cinematic ones also. So in case you do not have a 3-axis gimbal, or in case you have never used it before, definitely make sure to just try it out for yourself. Like I said, these just open up a ton of possibilities and you will get some very, very nice looking shots. The one that I'm recommending at the moment is the Cyan Smooth Q4. This is their newest one and I have been using this a ton in the last couple of months and it basically ticks all the boxes. So I'll just link it down there for you guys in case you're interested in that. And in case you also want to use add-on lenses like we have talked about before, or the ND filter, and you also want to shoot with a gimbal at the same time, then I would maybe invest a little more into something like the Cyan Smooth 5. This is also a very, very solid option and you will get some very nice results with either of them. Like I said, in case you're interested, I will link them down below. And last but not least, the number 1 accessory that I'm recommending to basically any one of you, or at least to those of you that truly want to create some awesome looking and awesome sounding videos, and that is get some proper audio. It of course depends on what kind of videos you're making. In case you're just shooting some, I don't know, some B-roll sequences or some vacation videos where you never ever have people talking, then of course you will not have to invest a penny into some proper audio. But by the time you're also, you know, shooting some talking heads or shooting some interviews or just making some Instagram stories, it is just very, very important that you have some proper audio, because if you do not have any proper audio, the internal microphone is very far away from your mouth and they will also capture all the room sounds, all the ambient sounds, and it will just not be focused on your voice, and overall it will just not be a professional looking and sounding video. Audio is half of the viewing experience. This very, very often gets overlooked by beginners, so don't be that guy shooting with the internal microphone of your iPhone or of your Samsung phone. Just make sure that you invest a little bit into, you know, some proper audio. What I would recommend that you could get is something like a lavalier microphone like the Rode SmartLav Plus, or in case you would like, you know, also to sort of have an on-camera microphone, then I would go with an on-camera microphone like the Rode Video Micro, for example. But there you have it, guys. These are the top 5 accessories that I'm recommending that you should maybe check out in case you want to take the smartphone filmmaking journey more serious. Like I said before, I will link all the products that I was talking about in this video down below. There you can check it out. And as always, if you have any specific questions, just make sure to let me know. I would love to help you out. But that's it for today, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.